Hi Ari, it's Phil Beever here from the Wilderness Club. Quick recap on our lesson yesterday. So swing here on the left is your first one of the day, and we can see one of the very first moves is your left arm just goes away from your body as you take the club away. We can see that down here evidently with the club head as well goes away from the ball, and that gets that left arm to separate, which gets you in a bit of trouble at the top of the swing. So now the club's going up for me a little bit too steep. We can see now that it gets extremely long, and this right elbow just starts to sort of go away from you slightly, which is why the club goes across the line like so. I like to see all my players, the left arm and club forms one straight line, which is a much more solid and repeatable position. As you come down, you do a good job here. You know, you really do drop the club nicely back on the slot, cuts back through that right forearm, which is terrific. Left arm is parallel with your feet, so that's a really good position there. And then come back into the ball. Looks quite good. Apart from you've got no room. We can see here you look very close to the ball in this area around here. If we look Y, if we draw a line here on your backside, we'll see that as you get to the top of your swing, you'll see that you move away from this as you start down. Now we can see now you're really moving off that blue line, and that's causing a few problems, like I said. So we need to get you feeling like you turn that left hip a little bit more behind yourself. So when we did some work, I put you against the bench, and I asked you just to keep your bottom on the bench on the way through the shot. So that left cheek's going to have to feel like it's turning a bit more behind you, and your weight will go a little bit more into your left heel, which will be better. So as we swing down here, you're going to have a little bit more room. You'll be less cramped into the shot, and then everything else will be good. And that's why you had quite a few shanks, you said, and that's because you're just moving your pelvis this way into the ball as opposed to actually feeling like you actually turn it behind yourself, which is what we want. So I wanted to see that, 1, the takeaway get better, 2, the top of the swing get better, and 3, get that body turning better. So if we look now at, this is you, as we said there, if we look at the swing now on the right, you can see there's a ball here just on the outside of your club. That was to try and fix your takeaway. So you can see now that takeaway is in a much better position. As we get halfway back, them hands are in a slightly deeper position. We can see on this swing here on the left there's a little bit of daylight there between the two arms. Now on the right there's nothing because your hands are a bit more middle of your chest. 2, at the top of the swing you can see we put this ball between your arms. That kept the swing shorter, tighter, in a much nicer position at the top. They look very different there, Harry. Coming down it's going to stay the same, if not slightly better, this one on the right, because the club is just staying a bit more above your forearm coming through the ball, which is good. And yes, I would still say you're a little bit cramped. You know, I'd still like to see you get a little bit more room. The video I took here was before we did too much room work. So I like this. So keep a ball on the outside of when you're hitting balls, keep something out on the outside of your golf club. Something between the forearms, tennis ball, something like that will give you some feelings. And you've got to do lots of work at home, just turning against a wall. The more you can do that, keeping that bum on that wall, the better your results you're going to have. Thanks, Ari, and congratulations on your Stableford win yesterday.